Hey everyone, Darren Benton here at Performance Motor Coaches in Wolford, Texas. Want to do a video of a 2024 Earthroamer SX. This is SX number 20. Even though this unit is just a little over a year old, it's had a pretty unique path. It's been all the way to North Pole beyond, all the way to Prudhoe Bay. So this unit has gone out and seen the country. But it is still in immaculate condition. I think this is sitting around about 24,000 miles on it right now. This customer has had various toys. We had one of the Global X Kenworth cabs. The customer wanted to go something that had a little bit more agile to really get off-road. A lot of people buy these things and never really truly test them. Even though there's there's no scratches or anything like that, this unit has seen a fair amount of highway. Really can't tell it, but it's unique in that it's been so many places. The customer wanted something a little bit smaller, so he basically bought a regular cab configuration to get into really remote places, really remote spaces. And I believe he kind of likes changing up his toys. It's what we see a lot of times in the toy world is people like to change things up, try new and unique items. So this unit's ready to go for somebody that might be interested in a Earthroamer SX. Don't want to have to order a brand new one. Like I said, it is a 2024. Lots of upgrades to it. It's a very proven coach as well. So the Earthroamer, I guess they started building the SX about 2 or 3 years ago. They built some of the HDs on the F750, and they were just a little quirky, a little awkward. They were too big, more or less. So, and they were, million plus price tag, and so I just didn't think that they really worked well. There's a few that are, excuse me, out there on the market. Got a little dirt stirring. So there's a few of the HDs, but to me, this is kind of the next step once you integrate like a family or 2 couples or anything like that. If you need a little bit more room. So you kind of, right next door we have LTI. So you kind of check out the comparison. I mean, this is a big unit. I'm 6 foot tall. But I mean, this is a monstrous unit comparison. So, but at the same time, this unit overall is right about 33 foot, 17 foot on the floor. So it is a smaller unit, but it could definitely accommodate, a family of 4, maybe 2 couples. And like I said, there's lots of upgrades to it. Of course, it has Earthroamer's proprietary coating on the exterior. The nice thing about it doesn't really show scratches. If you're going through any kind of brush, and it gives it a little bit unique look. Of course, they have the big Goodyears on board here. Just don't have enough capacity with the Continentals like you see next door versus these. So I think it's a little bit better set up for this particular size right here.
Those tires only have about 500 miles on them.
Yeah, but you can basically see all the T's are still in the tires. So basically, all the tires are brand new. Just wanted to kind of freshen it up. See a lot of the different puddle lights here and here. A ton of lights all over this. It does have 16,500 pound winches front and rear on it. Does have a little air horn. Got a little 2-inch receiver, so you put like any kind of bike rack or anything like that, or you needed to be able to put your put a boat like that on the water. Does have your FLIR camera up front. Does have, I believe this is set up for a, I forget the
GMRS.
Yeah, GMRS. So basically, the equivalent of, kind of help me out a little bit here.
It's basically what I've known is it mimics a CB, but it's more 2-way. So you have to know who else is on the GMRS radio. It reaches a lot further. Just a little bit of a different broadband.
Basically, that's the oh crap, I need help. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Of course, this coach does have Starlink on board as well. So I guess it's just more and more redundancy. We see this relatively common in more more off-grid type units. The hood does tilt on this thing, and in fact, this upper piece will fold down as well. Does have the King reservoir shocks on them. It's got a great ride to it. I kind of feel like it's a little bit better ride than even the F550 version. So we got
I think these are actually, so this one here was King, I'm confused, and then this one's Fox shocks right here.
Okay, Fox on there, and then
Fox over here, and then we made a few videos today. This one has King. This one.
But all air ride. You can totally level the coach all on the air ride system as well. Go ahead and open up the cab. It says the basically upgraded Recaro seats here. They are heated and cooled. A very race style seat. They are leather indeed. Several auxiliary switches to be able to control all of the lights on board here. So underneath the hood is it's a 6.6 liter Duramax Diesel, 330 horse, 750 foot-pounds of torque, which has no problem running this thing down the highway 75, 80 miles an hour. Put that over there so it doesn't, we don't lose the key. But just, I mean, so many cool attributes about this. We have the amp research steps underneath here. And kind of check this out. We have a little release right there. We got a little water in there.
We pressure washed. We washed this one earlier. It's a little wet still. We'll have to dry those out.
But they did a great job at providing lots of storage on board here. Like these, you know, these seats are very nice. You got some storage back behind the seat as well. No armrest on the outer, just on the inner, but you can see the Earthroamer on the inside of the headrest there, engraving. So integrated awning, they basically bring their sidewall down to be able to accommodate that, that awning there. Of course, you see all the windows, they're all dual pane, they're all glass versus any kind of acrylic or plastic or anything like that. Let lots of air flowing through. I'll kind of show you more about the windows inside, but just kind of a neat, unique feature on board. Fresh water, so 150 gallons, I'm sorry, 120 gallons of fresh water on board, and I believe it was 55 gallons of gray, I believe was the number on that. Does have dual tanks, dual fuel tanks, so it should have a 60 and a 40, so a total of 100 gallons on board. So central vac up there, some cool stuff back in here, so you can see some of our off-road gear. We have all of our winch controls back on the left-hand side. We've got a bottle jack. This unit has jumper cables. It's got additional tools. It's got tire chains for anybody that might be in Colorado. A lot of the interstates require tire chains on. We have some additional of the
Toilet cassettes.
Yeah, cassette toilet. So that is actually the lower portion for the upper dinette table right there. It's a pretty cool setup that will raise upper and lower. Like I said, the central vac there, lots of plugs. So pretty handy little spot to be able to put all your camping gear. Lots of available space inside this, and they did a good job. Rather than do any kind of just like plain flip up, something that you can take and put up. You don't have to worry about any kind of wind catching or anything like that. Out back here, customer, because he was going to some very, very remote locations, he wanted to have two spare tires. So this unit can be configured with like different storage boxes on the back here, but this is kind of what most well suited him. Basically didn't need all the storage there. Had this rack built right here. And instead of just doing a single, the issue with, all these e-bikes nowadays, they're really heavy and they're really expensive. He had one that just went in the receiver tube and it broke off. So did a little upgrade here. Similar type setup of what they have on their LTI. So you could use this same type of bike rack like in that LTI there. But very capable bike rack here that's all integrated. But like I said, we can get underneath and pull some pins to be able to take and remove that. So this is a brand new tire. That tire on the right does have some use on it. So basically I think that was the 24,000 miles on it. Do have some of the traction pieces here. We have a few. I think there was there one or two with the little wedges that go into place. We took and had those things powder coated, just kind of freshen them up a little bit. But do have dual winches on each one of these spare tires to be able to lower them, raise and lower them. But nice to have the tail lights up high and low. It does have the full Ghost security system on it. I don't think there's Yeah, there is a, so your rear camera is right here, a little rear camera right there, and then you do have the upper camera as well. So you can do remote access into that Ghost system. That's a big gray water release right there. But very clean. Customer had some additional skid plates on his fuel tanks. You can kind of see up here, they kind of do a little unique type setup here. But previously there was no really protection on these fuel tanks at all. So had those skid plates kind of built to be able to help out a little bit.
He had a larger drain installed too, so because I think it comes with a half-inch or garden hose bib, so he had a larger drain, so you can drain your gray a little faster.
Gray water. So each side of the rig will have quick disconnect to be able to air up your tires if you were airing down and such. Cartridge toilet goes back here. Like I said, there's several brand new cartridges that will be included with the coach. Just kind of check out more of the interior, but nice layout. So essentially this is the same cab as, you know, all the Chevrolet, basically anything 1500 up, it's the same cab, just a little bit heavier duty frame, suspension and such. Got a storage box over here as well. Let you kind of peer in the cab. So that's that radio, just basically kind of high-powered CB there. The 20?
19.5.
No, I thought it was over 24,000. I thought it was over 20,000 miles. So 19,500 miles for really good miles on board.
Handheld device for the GMRS radio. You do have.
You probably talked to Marty McFly on that thing.
Tank monitors. You got our, being air ride suspension. We have the controller here for that. This right here, I believe, was tire pressure monitors. So. Dash radio, that does a lot for the truck as well, or for the house as well. So kind of integrated. Clean coach though. I mean, typically you see some these coaches and right here it's just beat up.
Yeah, the edge of the seat, the inside of the door jamb is in excellent condition. Definitely a wow factor. You drive this thing around and everybody pays attention. Of course, this coach is listed at $1,095,000, so exceptionally, definitely a big boy toy. Go ahead and jump on board. This is electrical outlet right here, so it's a 30 amp inlet, and then there's, basically like a little buddy plug. As far as power on board, this has a total of 24,000 kilowatts. It's a 12 volt system, so that puts you right about 2,000 amp hours of lithium battery. So pretty crazy there. Does have dual 3,500 watt inverters on board. That's kind of set up there. So there's actually two different air conditioners on this. So you got I think it's a 13.5 for the front area, and then a 16.5 for the back. No, it's 19.5, and then the diesel air heater is 16.5. I think that's the numbers.
19.5 for front air, 13.5 for the rear, and 13.5 for the dual diesel air.
So this floor plan right here basically comes with this fixed cabinet. I have to have Brett.
This is pretty cool right here because this is a lockable gun cabinet. I probably ought to get the key. But in here we've got a gun rack. There's some ammo storage, stuff like that. He made it to a gun safe, so it worked really well for that.
We can't show it to you.
Can't show it to you because,
So anyway, I'm drawing a blank on the what they call this floor plan. Princeton, I believe it's Princeton. Mount Princeton. So essentially you can do a few different, you can do no upper cabinet right here. You can just do a little bit longer kitchen, so this is a little bit shorter kitchen. So they call this the Mount Princeton. This is all hand distressed alder wood here. So kind of a wow factor. He said that there's a guy at the factory that just, I guess, is just really angry and just beating the hell out of the wood with chains and whatnot. So kind of a cool factor to it. Got a little area down here. So we've got the toaster oven. Lots of convertibility within all of the cabinets here.
And I believe this cabinet was prepped for a combo washer.
Yeah, combo washer dryer. Look at that. You put all your flowers in there.
Pretty convertible rack. It looks like, these are adjustable too.
Uh-oh, what did I do here? There's something that...
You broke it.
I didn't break it, but that does something that's really important. I just don't know what the really important thing is. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
So quartz countertops. Got a nice induction cooktop here. Earthroamer does a good job at kind of making everything have a little home and whatnot. Does have the integrated dishes here with the etched glassware. A few different little extra gimmies here. Here's some t-shirts and hats and cupware and stemware and such on board here. Nice big single basin sink. We do have several pieces that will kind of go into this sink area here. All this will take and pull out as well.
I didn't realize there's a central vac down below too. Toe sweep right there.
Yeah, the central vac will go inside or outside. But all dovetail drawer construction. I don't know the reasoning on their drawer guides not having a little bit more of a soft close. But I mean, they do kind of, I mean, once they get here, they do suck in, which obviously helps out a little bit. Nice little setup for the cutlery. No knives on board, but it does have the dishes and such. Got a nice cabinet here. Got a pull out.
Yeah, this one there, I believe there's an outlet right there, 110. So this is where they had the coffee maker set up. Keurig, I think is what it was. But yeah, good spot for that. Keep it plugged in, and you can actually just have this shut. I think they had it shut, and you can just reach right in here, get your coffee. Never take up counter space.
Yeah, back there, kind of a cool setup. You see like a water monoblock system. Also, your season operating up top there. So just like a multiplex operating system on board here. So let's kind of flip-flop around. Be able to show just some more storage and whatnot. Nice little drawer bank here. Storage as well up top. A little Sonos speaker to go outdoors. These will all flip down here.
Extinguisher, flashlight.
Extra Starlink, always an extra Starlink. And I think we would a little bit of storage down there.
I think that latch needs a little bit of adjustment right there.
Yeah, I'll have to do like a little. So here's all your Ghost security system here on the left. This is your operating system over here. So lots of different items in here. This is a really high-end, marine-based system. I feel like it's probably a little bit more integrated, probably a little bit more customer service friendly than a lot of the RV operating systems. But wanted to open us up and kind of show you, what they do, kind of like back behind the scenes. This is very, very marine grade, very high end as well. A lot of RVs you don't want to see back behind any cabinets. There's just kind of a mess everywhere. So Earthroamer does a phenomenal job at doing all their wiring cabinetry. Very nice setup. So the upper bed, I think, was 85 inches long, and it was 68 inches wide, I believe was the number. So definitely a big boy equipped bed. Same type skylight as your window, so it's all glass there. Pretty cool experience to be able to be sleeping up here and have that open. Be able to see the stars.
Another seat on screen up there by your bed, so you can control what you need to without having to get out of the bunk area. Storage on the side. I believe there's a safe right down in there below that window. I believe there's a biometric safe right there. Little pistol safe there.
There's some
wireless cell phone charger.
So like a USB on the inside. So several different charging ports here and there. We do have some storage. Super long storage. It'd be a great place to put a really long rifle.
Put a musket in there. This ladder is cool. We gotta show them the engineering on the ladder, yeah. Pretty slick.
I don't know how many times they had to build to get it right, but it's right. It's
It
right now.
They've got it right.
So TV will actually take and swing all the way around. Of course, we got a 43-inch TV out back there. Do have the Max Air fan up top. Do my little bathroom set. Well, actually, let me come back here real quick. So Nice setup right here, and I believe that there is another cushion just for extra, a little bit extra insulation to go in this spot right here. It's nice to be able to have these, rather than just having to solely rely on any kind of insert or anything. But decent pass through there. So like I said, the cassette toilet, this is set up so if you didn't want to rest your butt.
Really strong magnet.
Those little plunger pieces. So, you know, I mean, you just want to read a book in here. It's kind of comfy, kind of nice, guys. This guy right here.
I don't know whether to brush my teeth or eat cereal out of that thing.
It takes a whole gallon of milk right there. But nice setup here. Was a nice setup.
The mirror, the vanity does not open.
Does not open?
It does not open.
Where do you put your makeup?
I guess you just gotta,
Right down here.
Yeah, maybe there.
So, I don't think the average person now is getting all dolled up to be able to go to town. The idea is to be able to go out and enjoy yourself, not look like a princess. So, it's kind of a cool setup right here, so you can see how thick the roof is right here. Some of the ducting for the air conditioning.
That's
Yep.
nice. I like that.
So, come in the bathroom.
I do like that the door swings in.
Did you press the pause button?
That's pretty cool. I guess maybe I did.
When did it pause?